Robots are evolving faster than anyone imagined, and some are starting to act disturbingly human. From Xpeng's eerily Lee-like movement to Optimus learning like a child, and even one Neo reacting to your home in ways that feel emotional, this isn't science fiction anymore. These AI-powered machines are learning faster and interacting in ways that are starting to unsettle even top researchers. For each robot, I'll show you a specific skill you can start exploring today. So, you're not just watching the future happen, you're preparing to be part of it. Number 1. Xpeng Iron. Xpeng Iron stunned the world the second it appeared at Xpeng's AI Day in Guangzhou on November 5th. The robot moved so naturally that people accused Xpeng of putting a person inside a suit. The backlash got so intense that Xpeng had to release an internal breakdown video showing all the actuators, servos, and internal mechanics just to prove Iron was real. Iron stands 5 feet 10, weighs 154 pounds, and packs 82 degrees of freedom. One of the highest DOF counts in any humanoid today. The hands alone have 22 independent joints, putting it in a category usually reserved for advanced research robots. But the real jaw-drop moment. Iron can learn choreography in hours just by watching dancers. No extensive programming, no weeks of training, just raw visual learning and motion synthesis. It walks at 6.5 feet purse, dodges obstacles, comes with full body, soft skin, modular body types, and is already planned for industrial inspection tasks at Bow Steel. Xpeng wants mass production by late 2026 and is targeting a price around $150,000. Here's the opportunity Iron is opening up. Learn how to read robot behavior, not fixing hardware. Understanding why a robot acts strangely in the first place. Most people will panic when a robot does something unexpected, but you can be the person who knows how to diagnose its behavior calmly and logically. If you can think like this, companies will line up for you. Number 2, Tesla Optimus. While China drops weekly updates, Tesla is building something far more ambitious. Scale. At the shareholder meeting this year, Tesla showed a prototype production line, but clarified that the real scalable version coming in 2026 will be completely redesigned. A dedicated facility at Giga Texas is already under construction. Optimus FE3 is expected in the first quarter of 2026, and Elon Musk claims it will look so natural you'll need to poke it to believe it's not a person. Tesla plans for a 1 million per year line in Fremont and a 10 million per year line at Giga Texas by 2027. And the price? $20,000, not $150,000, not $80,000, $20,000. That's the true disruption. Optimus uses Tesla's real-world AI, the same system trained on millions of miles of self-driving footage. That environmental understanding transfers directly into how Optimus navigates and manipulates physical scenes. Robots already walk around Tesla HQ with no supervision and autonomously recharge. They even showed up at Tesla's retro diner launch, serving popcorn and greeting guests. Here's the new skill Optimus makes essential. Learn to talk to AI in physical space. This isn't normal prompting. You're telling an intelligent machine how to move, what to pick up, and what the environment looks like. If you master this early, you'll be ahead of millions of people who only know how to prompt chatbots. Love this kind of AI breakdown? Hit that subscribe button because the next robot I'm covering is even crazier. Number 3. Unitree G1. Unitree G1 has always been impressive, but the Kung Fu Kid 5.6.00 update pushed it into a different league. Every clip is recorded fully in real time, no VFX, and the movement precision is shockingly human. The new G1 moves with more confidence, smoother motion transitions, and incredible mind-action balance. It stands 4 feet 1, weighs about 77 pounds, and can be configured with 23 to 43 of freedom. Unitree says it has the smoothest walking and running system in any humanoid today. This robot doesn't just walk. It runs, fights, balances, and handles steep inclines like it's nothing. There's even a wheeled variant that hits 5 feet per second. Unitree trained the G1 using Isaac Sim, building a full digital twin that learned human motion through mocap and video data. They even released their entire full-body dataset open source, which exploded G1's popularity among researchers, students, and hobbyists. Price: $16,000, meaning thousands of developers can now train and customize humanoids from home. This robot points to a simple but powerful opportunity. Learn spatial reasoning. Understand how objects fit, how environments flow, and how 3D space actually works. Even basic experience with spatial layouts puts you ahead of most people, and robots rely on exactly this understanding to operate effectively. Number 4, Boston Dynamics Atlas. Atlas just hit a milestone that could redefine robot movement forever. In August, Boston Dynamics and Toyota Research Institute demonstrated a large behavior model controlling all of Atlas's movements. One brain powering the entire body rather than separate systems for arms and legs. This lets Atlas do things traditional robots simply cannot. Crouch, walk, relift, pivot, adjust, all in one continuous learned behavior. The upgraded 3-finger grippers have 7 degrees of freedom, boosting precision for advanced manipulation tasks. Atlas can perform somersaults, cartwheels, handstands, breakdance transitions, all trained with reinforcement learning and mocap. When researchers intentionally changed the task mid-operation, like shutting a box lid with a hockey stick, Atlas instantly adapted and flipped it back open. Zero hesitation. Boston Dynamics is now partnering with LG Innotek to build NextG Vision modules, combining RGB and 3D depth into a single compact unit. Atlas is being prepared for factory roles, especially part sequencing for Hyundai's production lines. Atlas highlights a skill almost nobody is practicing. Learn how to work with a robot, not just command one. Teaming, dividing tasks, sharing goals. This is the future of robotics. If you understand how to collaborate with machines like a real teammate, you instantly become far more valuable than someone who only operates them. Number 5, 1X Neo. 1X Neo is one of the first humanoid robots. You can actually pre-order, and that alone puts it in a completely different category from most prototypes we see today. Neo stands around 5'5" in, rolls on a stable wheeled base, and is designed specifically for everyday home assistance. Picking up objects, organizing spaces, helping with routines, and navigating tight environments safely. Its biomimetic hands are surprisingly delicate, built to handle everyday items without crushing or dropping them. And the soft, compliant materials across the body make Neo one of the safest early-stage humanoids being developed for real homes. On paper, Neo represents the beginning of consumer robotics, a robot that's not built for factories or labs, but for kitchens, bedrooms, and hallways. But here's the part most people don't realize. Neo isn't fully capable out of the box yet. It's still learning, and 1X is relying heavily on early users to help Neo improve through real-world interactions, and that's where Expert Mode comes in. Neo operates with 3 different modes, and Expert Mode is the one getting the most attention. When Neo encounters a task it doesn't understand, it asks the user to enable Expert Mode, and at that point, Neo is controlled wirelessly by a human teleoperator. This allows Neo to complete the task while also gathering data to learn from. This is also where the privacy debate exploded, because if a teleoperator is controlling your robot inside your house, they can potentially see your rooms, your stuff, or even you, which feels like a direct breach of personal space. People argued that a home robot shouldn't become an accidental live stream of their private life. The CEO addressed these concerns hidden during Expert Mode. Faces are automatically blurred to protect identity. Users can create no-go zones inside the home. Only authenticated operators can teleoperate Neo. These tools don't eliminate the concern entirely, but they show the company understands that home robots bring a new level of responsibility. Neo makes one future-proof skill very clear. Learn privacy first thinking. Home robots will collect sensitive data, and companies desperately need people who understand how to protect it. If you can think about safety encryption and responsible data use, you place yourself in a category with very little competition. Robots are evolving in ways we never expected. Some are now showing real emotional behavior, and this is just the beginning. So, let's dive in and get ready for what's next. AI robots aren't just improving, they're doing things we once thought were impossible. Robots that move like insect swarms. Robots that walk into fire instead of humans. Others that learn completely new skills on their own. In the movie Big Hero 6, Thousands of tiny black microbots move together like a living wave, building structures, carrying objects, and reshaping themselves on command. That scene wasn't just fiction. It was based directly on real robotics research happening at Harvard. Harvard created kilobots, a swarm of 1,000 tiny robots, each no bigger than a coin. On their own, each robot is almost useless. They move slowly, they have tiny processors, and they can only talk to robots very close to them. But when you release hundreds of them together, something incredible happens. Give them a simple instruction, like forming the letter K or a star, and the swarm spreads out, talks to nearby units, adjusts positions, and builds the shape on its own, without a central leader. It works the same way ant colonies build complex tunnels, or how bird flocks change direction at the same moment. No leader gives orders. The intelligence comes from the group, not the individuals. Swarm robots could one day build structures in disaster zones, search collapsed buildings faster than human teams, or even operate inside the human body at microscopic scales. What looked like sci-fi in Big Hero 6 is already happening in labs today. At number 9, we have something much more grounded. Literally, a robot that walks directly into burning buildings so firefighters don't have to. Unitree has developed a firefighting robot dog equipped with thermal cameras, sensors, and a high-powered water cannon. But the most important part of its design isn't the sensors or the cannon. It's the legs. Fire scenes are chaotic, debris everywhere, fallen ceilings, broken furniture, uneven floors. A wheeled robot gets stuck instantly. That's why legs matter. They give the robot mobility humans need, but without the danger. Fire departments in China are already testing these machines. They send the robot in first. It identifies hotspots, checks for survivors with thermal imaging, and gives firefighters real-time information before anyone steps inside. A robot that walks into flames, so humans don't have to. That's something we couldn't imagine a decade ago. And number 8, we move to something a bit controversial. Robot police officers. Several cities already use robots for patrol duties, but the clearest examples come from China and Singapore, where robots help monitor public spaces and assist officers with repetitive tasks. In Shanghai, the aerial robot sheriff moves through subway stations. It answers questions, scans crowds, checks for safety violations, and automatically alerts human officers if something looks unusual. Are robot police patrols a good idea, or does it raise too many privacy concerns? Let us know in the comment. Now, let's move to the skies. At number 7, researchers are working on jetpack-style emergency robots, machines designed to reach remote or dangerous locations faster than helicopters or ground teams. Jetic systems generate far more thrust than propeller drones, meaning they can carry heavier equipment and operate in bad weather. The technology is still experimental, but early prototypes show that jet-powered robotic responders could one day be a critical part of emergency services. At number 6, we have a robot that doesn't do a dangerous job, but it does something equally impressive. It expresses emotions. A mecha created by the UK company Engineered. Arts has one of the most realistic faces ever built on a robot. The robot listens, understands speech, and then uses dozens of actuators hidden under its skin to mimic natural human muscle movements. A mecha isn't designed to fool people. It's designed to study how humans react to Lee-like machines, especially as robots enter customer service, education, and healthcare roles. It also raises a question researchers are still trying to answer. How human is to human? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe. Next week, we're covering even more insane AI robots you don't want to miss. Floating at number 5, literally, is Astrobee, a cube-shaped robot working aboard the International Space Station. Astrobee uses small electric fans to float and glide in zero gravity. It handles the boring tasks astronauts don't need to waste time on, such as taking inventory, capturing videos, scanning equipment, monitoring air quality, recording scientific experiments. The robot maps its surroundings using cameras and sensors, avoiding astronauts and obstacles automatically. Instead of astronauts spending hours documenting experiments or checking equipment, Astrobee takes over, giving crew members more time for work that requires human skill. At number 4 is a medical robot that has quietly changed surgery worldwide. The Vinci surgical system, More than 10 million surgeries have been performed using Vinci robots. A surgeon sits at a console and the robot's mechanical arms copy the movements with far greater precision. If a surgeon's hand shakes, the robot filters the tremor. If a human wrist can rotate 90, the robot's wrist rotates 360. Human hands require large openings. The robot needs only tiny incisions. Robotic surgery is now common for heart operations, cancer removal, and many complex procedures. It's not science fiction. It's already part of modern hospitals. At number 3, we have the robot that shocked the world in 2025. Tesla Optimus Gen. 3. Most robots need engineers to hand code every movement. If you want them to pick up a cup, you manually script the angle, the grip force, the wrist rotation, the lift, everything. Optimus Gen 3 doesn't work like that. Tesla rebuilt the robot from the ground up, so it can learn skills the same way humans do by watching, practicing, and improving through trial and error. Inside Tesla's factory, the robot doesn't just copy motions. It studies how humans perform tasks, then tries the same action in a safer, simulated environment. Each attempt creates data. Each mistake becomes a lesson. Optimus Gen 3 learns full tasks like folding clothes, sorting items, or moving objects without needing detailed instructions. It builds its own understanding of movement and force, similar to how children learn new skills. And because Tesla has billions of miles of real-world driving data, their AI models already understand objects, physics, and how the world behaves. That knowledge is now moving into the robot's body. A robot that learns in the real world and improves itself without waiting for new code. That's a massive step toward true general-purpose robotics. Do you think self-farming robots will become a part of daily life? Let us know in the comment. At number 2 is something that isn't a robot at all. It's the brain that can power almost any robot on Earth. Skilled AI is building a universal robo-brain that works across different robot bodies. Humanoids, arms, warehouse bots, factory robots, and even robots that haven't been built yet. The idea is simple, but powerful. Instead of each robot having its own small brain, one AI brain can control all of them. Once the AI learns these skills in simulation, it can transfer them instantly into any robot's hardware. That means a robot can learn thousands of hours of experience without ever touching the real world. One of the biggest advantages is shared intelligence. If a warehouse robot learns a new skill, a humanoid robot connected to the same brain can learn it too instantly. No retraining, no manual coding. This completely changes how fast robots can improve. Instead of each robot learning separately, every robot becomes part of a global learning network. Skilled isn't just teaching robots tasks. It's giving them a flexible intelligence that can adapt to new bodies, new tools, and new environments. And that's one step closer to robots that can learn nearly anything. Now, we reach number 1, a system that doesn't give robots new bodies, but gives them something far more powerful. The ability to think through actions before doing them. China's WOW system is an AI framework that teaches robots to reason, like humans solving puzzles. Most robots fall into 2 categories. They follow strict, pre-planned code. They copy human demonstrations. WOW does something different. It imagines outcomes before acting. It predicts what will happen if it pushes an object. What angle will move something and adjusts when the real world doesn't match the robot's expectation. It blends language understanding with physics knowledge, things like gravity, friction, and momentum. Drop a WOW-powered robot into a new environment, and it doesn't freeze or wait for instructions. It observes, forms a theory, tests it, learns, tries again. Robots are starting to develop something that looks a lot like intuition, and that's a major shift for the entire industry. Robots aren't just tools anymore. They're partners reshaping everything from medicine to firefighting. Asterisk, thank you so much for watching, all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please smash that like button, share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll never miss a future update. We've got a lot more exciting tech stories coming your way. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.